You might see a fraction like 1/2 and a decimal like 0.5 and assume they operate under two different sets of rules. But these two formats actually belong to the exact same mathematical system. You use this system every time you share a pizza, measure ingredients for a recipe, or calculate your percentage on a test. Recognizing that these everyday measurements are interchangeable allows you to work with numbers much more efficiently. In mathematics, these are called rational numbers. They follow a specific structure, A over B. Essentially, a rational number is any value that can be expressed as a simple fraction. There is one primary constraint. The bottom number, or denominator, cannot be 0. To determine if a number is rational, you only need to check if it can be written as a fraction. The most familiar rational numbers are standard fractions, like 1/2, 3/4, 5/8, or 7/3, but the category also includes whole numbers. Take the number 4. You express it as a fraction by giving it a denominator of 1. It now meets the fractional criteria. Identifying this denominator of 1 shows that every whole number you encounter fits the definition of a fraction. This logic also applies to decimals, which we often use for precision, like a baker filling a measuring cup to the 0.5 mark. Any decimal that ends, known as a terminating decimal, is rational because it can be converted. 0.5 is simply another way of writing 1/2. Similarly, 0.75 is the same as 3/4. Because these decimals are interchangeable with fractions, they are confirmed members of the rational number family. Let's test this. Pause the video and look at these two numbers, a whole 7 and a decimal 0.25. Try to write both of these as standard fractions. The 7 becomes 7 over 1. The 0.25 becomes 1/4. Successfully performing these conversions shows you understand how the system defines a rational number. The rule is simple. Any number that can be written as a fraction is a rational number. We can group these into 3 distinct types: standard fractions, terminating decimals, and whole numbers. This includes 1/2, 0.5, and 4 expressed as 4 over 1. However, some numbers have decimals that go on forever without a repeating pattern, making it impossible to write them as a simple fraction. These are called irrational numbers. Understanding how rational numbers are structured is the necessary foundation for exploring those more complex figures in our next lesson. Thank you for learning with Math Novas. Subscribe for more easy-to-understand mathematics lessons and continue your journey from basic math to advanced mathematics.